Previously on Yu-Gi-Oh!
Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. It is Yu-Gi-Tuber Mer here coming at you with another deck profile. So today what I was going to showcase for you guys is the deck profile I have for my Red Dragon Archfiend deck. Now a lot of you have been asking for this deck profile, so I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. Now, for the monsters, we're going to be running Triple Soul Resonator, and this guy is your bread and butter. He is the one that gates you any fiend from the deck, allowing you to basically go for your level 6 synchro, and then after that you can just combo off into the 8s, 9s, and 10s, wherever you want to go. But you run 3 of these. I also run 3 of Bone Archfiends. Now these two guys pretty much go together the entire time. You use Soul to search Bone, you use Bone to send something, special them both, and then you can activate Bone's effect to target either himself or Soul, decrease or increase the level, and depending on what you want to go for, that'll be the synchro monster that you can summon out. So that's it for those. Now, if your combo somehow gets stopped, like for example if they hit you with an Ash Blossom, they don't allow you to search out Bone Archfiend, or you get them out and then they hit you with an Effect Veiler, then you have your Flame King Crime. If they end up stopping your combo, you can always fall back on your trusty Red Lotus King Flame Crime. Now this guy, as long as you have a fiend or your opponent has a special summon monster, you can special summon himself, and then it'll burn for 400 for each fire monster. So if you want to go in for time, this guy could always come in handy. He also sends a trap card, a normal trap card, directly from your deck to the graveyard. And when you synchro summon, you can basically add back, which you will be most of the time just sending back your copy of Red Rain. So he's pretty good to combo off in case they end up stopping your main searchers. And for the next cards I have, I run double Resonator, 1 Crimson, 1 Synchron, and I have 1 Red Resonator. Now you guys can always just change this up however you want. You can run double Synchron Resonator, but I just chose to run the 1. I like running Red Resonator in case I'm up against time. I could always summon him, and no one really expects to just gain life points off of a big monster. So if they make something crazy, I could summon him, activate his effect, gain life points, and then it'll probably help me survive another turn to then combo off. But you guys can always switch up these. You can go 2-2-2 or 1-2-2, however much you want, but this is the combo that works for me. So after that, I run 1 Oovaloop. So Oovaloop's a good follow-up in case everything else fails. He's just a level 4. You can go 4 with Bone, and then it'll make us either a 7, or you can go for an 8 or a 9. So depending on what you want, Oovaloop's good. Just a bunch of banishing cards, and then he can bring himself back, basically. So for my hand traps, I run double Effect Veiler. Again, you guys can always change this up, so you can go triple Effect Veiler. I think 2 works for me, because if I run 3, I run the risk of drawing only hand traps and no searches, and then that's what kills me. So I run 2 Effect Veilers, 3 Ash, and double Nib. Again, you can go 3 Nib or 1. I like to run 2. 2 is pretty much good where it's at. I also sometimes side deck Cross Out Designator, because this deck kind of loses to Nib a little bit on the 5th summon. So if they haven't nibbed you on the 5th summon, then they're probably going to nib you on a little bit later. So it's always good to just have 1 for a cross out target if they run triple nib on the main deck. Now, if all else fails, I can always rely on my Bystials. So I run 2 Juice Worm, 1 Magnum Hut, 1 Sorener, and 2 Lobelion. So this is the line that works for me basically the most. I run 2 Lobelions because I run 2 Druid Worms. So I can send pretty much any one of these to the graveyard, and then I can use Lobelion's effect to most likely send one of these two. If they have a monster I can't get rid of, I'll use this thing and it'll just send it. So that's pretty easy to do, and I only run the 2 because running 3 Lobelion and 3 Nibs and a bunch of hand traps sometimes makes it so that you draw bricks, and if your opponent isn't running like a spell or a light or a dark deck, then you're kind of screwed. But I like to run these guys. They're a good salvage in case my main combo goes wrong. But yeah, that's it for the monsters. Let's move on to the spells. So for the spells, you are always going to be running your triple resonator call. Triple resonator call is very essential, getting the exact resonator that you need from your deck to the hand. And you could always start off with resonator call before you start off with your Crimson Gaia. So you can use these kind of vice versa. I like to just start off with a resonator call to try to bait out the Ash. If they don't have the Ash and I get my resonator, then I go for a full combo. If they Ash the call, then I have this to follow up. If not, I can search for this with the vision. So besides that, I just run 1 called by. So called by is very simple. Gets rid of stuff that would kind of mess me up. And now for the traps, you guys saw earlier, I run 1 Red Rain. Now Red Rain is really good against people that summon a bunch of high attack monsters but not really high levels. So this deck can make up to a level 12. So if I make my level 12 and they're summoning a bunch of crap on their field, I activate Red Rain. I banish pretty much everything that's on the field except the highest level, which would be my 12, and then until the end of the turn, it's unaffected by other card effects except its own. So I think it's a really good card to have a 1 of, and every time you synchro summon, you can pretty much get it back. And since I'm using the Lobelions, I run 1 and 2 to the branded. So I can go into like my rank 8s or 9s. If I need to make a negate or something, I could always go with it 2'd. And apart from that, I run 1 Red Rain. Red Rain's really good. It's a once per turn pop if you have a Synchro Dragon. And it also special summons Banished if you control a Dark Dragon Synchro. So those 3 are really good. And then apart from that, just the triple Imperm. Triple Imperm is very basic, but that's pretty much it for the spells and traps. Now let's move on to the extra deck. So for my extra deck, I run triple Red Rising. Red Rising's the one that gets you off. He is your choke point if they decide to Ash you here. You're kind of screwed unless you have like a vision or something to follow up. So that's why I usually try to bait out an Ash or an Effect Veiler before I go for him. But apart from that, you know, running 3 is pretty much essential. You get your Resonator back, you can go full combo with it. And but yeah, he is your choke point. Apart from that, I have the 1 Kiwi Belt. I have 1 Dark End Dragon. These 2 are pretty much, if you have, again, another big monster you can't get rid of physically, you can just activate Dark End's effect to send it, and Kiwi Belts can get rid of 1, like, annoying spell or trap that's on the field, just going into a 7. If they stop your play, you can always go into the 7 and then just pop 1 card on the field, then activate his second effect, which is pretty good. So now to move on to my level 8 monsters. I run 2 copies of Scarred Red Dragon Archfiend. Now it's up to you if you want to run 2. I like to run 2 because I have 2 copies of Red Dragon Archfiend. Yes, that is my ghost. So these two guys pretty much go in together. Scarred, anytime he's sent to the graveyard, he synchro summons a red dragon Archfiend, so that's really nice. And you could also banish him with Overloop and then get it back if you have a red dragon. It can trigger the red zone, so you can pretty much special summon it back for free. For my other level 8s, I have 1 Scarlight, and that is pretty much it for the level 8s here that are not the red dragon Archfiend. So this card is always treated as red dragon Archfiend, so that's pretty good. He can pop a lot of monsters that have lower attack than he does, and he also burns. So if you want to do, if you're up for time and you just want to burn your opponent real quick, he's really good at doing it. But yeah, apart from that, my level 9s, I have 2 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. He's pretty good. He's a once return face up negate, so it needs to be on the field for him to negate it. But he's pretty good. Once you get him out, you're pretty much kind of like safe with stuff that's on the field. And for the big beat sticks, I have 2 level 10s. One is the red dragon Archfiend Bane, and I have my Bystial Dispatter. So Dispatter works really well with the Bystials and I have in the deck. You just banish your stuff, and then at any time you can pretty much gain it back with Dispatter. And then just apart from that, I really just have my red Supernova. Supernova is really good as well if your opponent is using like the Dynamorphia stun. I remember I summoned my red Supernova on him before he went first, and he was pretty much not able to do anything against it since it can't be destroyed. He just couldn't get rid of it once it was on the field. So pretty good effect. Gain 65, or it's at 6,500 the moment it comes out because of the 5 tuners. Not the 3 tuners you need to summon it. But yeah, that's it for the deck, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully I will be making more of these in the future. Sorry I haven't uploaded all week. It's been a crazy week with Halloween and all that stuff, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like if you did. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys back here on Wednesdays, Thursdays. No, not one. Fuck. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you back on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.